when your family life is good, it automatically reflects in your practice and academics. It definitely helps in like, that. Would you treat your parent the same way how you're treating your patient? You need to be patient. So that answers. Once you're patient centric, you would try to improve everything, starting from sterilization and the way how you handle the patient. No misunderstandings between us and patients. They have a sense of guilt asking for referrals or publicizing themselves. Be organized. You need to be organized, and you need to have SOP for everything.
Employee should be more than the speed of the boss. Jack of all, हमको सब कुछ कर लेना है clinic में. I would want to do everything. Do what you love. Who does the best job does the job, right? So if you have an endodontist who's doing better than you, you must really, take his help, and that, on a large level, gradually will build your practice, and ultimately.
We dentists, we are not taught about business anywhere. In our curriculum, it doesn't exist. So once you start helping each other, you would in turn get help whenever it is required.
As we all know, you have multiple roles and you are playing all the roles very precisely. You are a consulting periodontist, you have a thriving practice, you are active academically, and then managing family time and other interests and hobbies. Okay, so how do you balance all this with precision?
Well, it is dedicating time. So dedicating time in the sense you have to give time. See, family definitely requires time, and it is not the amount of time, the quality of time, which is more important than the amount. See, obviously, with all these activities, college, clinic, it might be very less time I get to spend at home. But the time what I spend with my family, that it may be half an hour or maximum 45 minutes or 1 hour, that time has to be quality time. And in between, you take break and go for vacations and spend even more extended quality time with them. So that helps a lot. And also be there for family always. So whenever they should not feel that you're not available. Okay, so far it has not happened that they need me and I'm not there. It has not happened so far. So that is what is very important. When your family life is good, it automatically reflects in your practice and academics. It definitely helps in that. Okay, so give important time. It's not only for your direct relative. It might not be your only spouse and your child. Even for parents, you need to be there sometimes. Okay, so always be there for them. And also in your clinical work, you delegate so that you get more time. So you have your assistants, you have your junior dentists, you train them and give them more work to do. So they would be happy to take up work, and you have more interesting and more complex thing to do, which may not be always there. So delegate the work so that you get more time for yourself.
My next question to you is, what is that best thing patients love about Dr. Avinash, sir? We know that patients, they blindly trust on Dr. Avinash, and you're very successful at whatever procedures you do. But there must be some or the other thing which you might be, aware, either directly from patients or from Google reviews or whatever. But what do you think? What is that quality that patient loves?
See, like everybody has skill, and so I believe that you can improve your skill even if you don't have skill. So all that you need to do is you need to treat patient as your own. I heard from one of my mentor that like, would you treat your parent the same way how you're treating your patient? So that answers a lot. Like, you treat as your own. You're treating yourself, or you're treating your daughter or your wife or your parent. Treat like that. And also always listen to the patient, listen to their problems, understand that, and of course you have to explain them what you're doing. That helps a lot. Probably that is what patients like. And even when I go through the reviews what they've written, most of them write that The doctor has explained the procedure well, and he told us before itself what would be done. So probably that is what they like in me. That's what I try. I would like to believe.
No, I truly agree, and I believe we are on the same page in terms of treat patient as your own family member, as you rightly said, and we should actively listen to patient because I've read somewhere that the 90% plus of the patient are not happy just because of one reason that they believe that the doctor does not provide enough sufficient time listening them. So I think listening actively plays a very major role, and when you listen you will be able to counsel very nicely, and at the end, as you said, to treat him like a family member. That's a very nice approach, doctor, and I'm pretty sure if every junior, senior, or any doctor of any field, if he or she applies this thing, that would be the most contributing factor towards patient happiness. So, sir, we will move on to our next question. That is, as we all know, you have a very successful private practice in Mysuru. Your top secrets to success.
There's no secret as such, whether it is in Mysore or whether it is in any other place. So it is somewhere related to your last question. So if you give importance to your patient, that answers everything. So there's no secret. There's no secret or anything. It's open. Like there are people who come, my fellow dentists. They come and see my practice. Try to implement a few things which I have done. See, all that you need to be aware is you need to be patient centric. Once you're patient centric, you would try to improve everything, starting from sterilization and the way how you handle the patient. Always be patient centric. So that is one thing which I would like to emphasize on. So that is what makes you stand apart from others.
Very good. I truly agree with what you've said. Okay, my next question. As we all know, money is a terrible master, but an excellent servant. What should be the patient payment protocol at the clinic?
Okay. So in my clinic, what I've done is, thanks to the courses which I've attended with Dr. Manish Chitnas, Dental Business Masters, et al. So we are very clear about the payment policy. We have a written policy which would be given to the patient at the time of registration. They go through that one, and we are very clear about the cost of each procedure or materials what we use. Everything is being given to the patient, or they are made aware of that one even before the start of the treatment. So that way, we have not faced any major issues. There might be one or two patients who don't pay in time. They end up paying, but there's uh, no misunderstanding between us and patients on the payment issues. Okay, so be clear, be open with your cost of your treatment. Be very open. There should not be anything which is hidden from the patient. Once you are open and where you are clear, and always give them the breakup. Okay, this is what is costing. For example, if you are doing root canal treatment and placing a crown, make them aware of each of the breakups. For root canal, this is the cost, and the crown, this is the cost, and this is the type of the crown which we have to place. Once they're aware of it, there'll not be any misunderstandings at a later date.
Yes, very nicely said, Doctor. We should be very open to the cost and almost every minute detail. What kind of what kind of materials are being used. I think the patient, they feel they develop a trust upon a doctor or a dentist when they know exactly what is going on in their treatment or in their mouth. So very well said, sir. I truly agree, and I'll try to implement these things into my practice as well. And I'm pretty sure this is really going to help us. Okay, sir. So my next question: what is the best marketing strategy that has worked for you?
Okay, for me, it is word of mouth. Okay, it is basically word of mouth. most of the patients are referred patients. So it is either their relative or a friend. And of course, Google works. Google, if you are listed at Google, that works to get new patients. Maybe around 20% or 30% of the patients are from Google, and remaining 70 to 80% would be from a word of mouth.
Wow.
So that's the best marketing strategy. And each time you finish a patient, you can directly ask them for referrals. That should not be you should not hesitate to ask for referral. Again, these are the things which I learned from my mentor. Okay, ask for referrals without any hesitancy or without any guilt. uh, I'm sure like there are many doctors, dentists who find it I mean, they have a sense of guilt asking for referrals or publicizing themselves. Okay. And also be visible. Be visible in social media. That is again a good marketing strategy. Of course, your aim should not be to market yourself, but it should be to serve. So you give information to the public or people about dentistry, about different treatments, and indirectly it helps in your marketing.
Very rightly said. I totally agree. Word of mouth plays a very good role in building up a practice. Basically, word of mouth is like whether a doctor has done a fantastic job, patient is satisfied, and then they give, their word of mouth. And as you very importantly said, sir, ki once a dentist and a doctor is confident that he has done a fantastic job, he has satisfied a patient for what the patient has come for, there is no guilt, there should be no hesitation in asking for referrals. And the third point, which you said, be visible on social media. I mean, social media is really playing a very vital, very major role. You should always be there upfront in helping, counseling, and guiding patients, in whatever format you feel like. So, very well said, sir. I totally agree with you on this as well. And my next question is definitely related to these sections. But if you could to share your tips on practice management at clinic, what would those tips would be?
Okay, so here uh, few important things are: be organized. You need to be organized, and you need to have SOP for everything. Okay, standard operating procedure is required. Starting from the patient steps into your clinic, how would you handle the patient till you're done with the treatment, the type of treatment, and how would you follow up with the patient? Everything should be systemized, and whether you're there in the clinic or whether you're assistant junior, anyone, whoever is in the clinic, should follow the same steps. So that would be the very key point, or the very important point for any practice to succeed. Of course, it would take time for you to build up this SOPs. You can make corrections and modifications I mean, depending on your practice. But that is the very important point. So once you have that SOP, it is just like a template. You can just give it to someone. They just need to follow those template.
Yes, I agree. It is all about systems. It is all about interdisciplinary approaches, what you said. That makes your job easy. Once you know that these are the X, Y, Z and number of steps, irrespective of whether you are at your clinic or not, irrespective of whether you know your staff. I heard from my mentor, Dr. Micah, what he said that once you set up this interdisciplinary approaches, your assistant, it makes the job of your assistant dentist and non-dental assistant, it makes their job easy because they
Right.
now will come to know what next. One famous dialogue which he used to say that the speed of the employee should be more than the speed of the boss, and I believe these templates will really help in implementing their speed and what next. And that
Correct.
that on a large level is really going to contribute on your overall success. So very nice tip, and I'm pretty sure that viewers and doctors, they will try to implement this if at all they are not implementing. So, sir, now we will
Yeah,
move
one
on.
more point I would like to
Yes, yes,
add here is,
yes,
can I add one more point?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, of
Yeah.
course.
See, you can't do everything. You alone can't do everything. Right. So it has to be a teamwork. So, and again, the speciality, like if you feel a specialist has to do that one, get that specialist and get it done so that the patient gets the best, and you get a good name. When the patient gets the best treatment, you definitely would get good name, and also you would get more referrals.
My mentor, what he said, he definitely teamwork works. So it is your team,
Right.
whose work works. And he said, he used to say, कि, Dr. Ravi, don't be jack of all. हमको सब कुछ कर लेना है clinic में. I would want to do everything. Do what you love exactly. And he used to have this concept that mere clinic pe, at his clinic, or at, you may apply this to your practice. The one who does the best job does the job, right? So if you have an endodontist who's
Right.
doing better than you must really, take his help, and that, on a large level, gradually will build your practice and ultimately towards patient happiness. So uh, I think we were on the same
Correct.
page, and I'm very happy with what you've said. Okay, sir. So now our next question. As we know, networking is not just about collecting contacts, it is about planting relationships. So, how
Definitely.
important is networking in dentistry? Does Rotaries, BNIs, and other business meet helps? And if yes, which one to choose according to you?
Yes, it definitely helps. See, you need to be recognized, you need to be known among your circles. Okay. So that is the reason you need to join any network organization. Okay. So, and there are different network organizations, and the objectives of these network organizations are different. For example, if I say BNI, it's Business Network International. The objective of joining BNI is totally different from the objective of joining something like Rotary or Lions Club. Rotary or Lions Club, these are the one where you can give it to the society, you can serve more. Whereas in Business Network International BNI, you would be learning a lot, you will be gaining a lot in terms of referrals, as well as in terms of learning business from other businessmen over there, how they run the business. See, we dentists, we are not taught about business anywhere in our curriculum. It doesn't exist. So you will have to learn either on your own experience, or you learn from somebody else's experience. It need not have to be a dental business. You can learn even from any other businessman. That is where BNI helps. Okay, because you get to see a lot of successful businessmen, and you can imbibe a lot from them. Okay. Apart from getting the referrals from there.
Yes,
So it is a must be part of any one or two organizations, so that you build your social circle, which is always required. It's always better to have at least one or two network organization.
one of my friend, my dentist friend, he's a part of BNI, and he says that whenever I come out of a BNI meet, there is always an adrenaline rush in me, to do
Right,
something. So he says
right.
that's the beauty of BNI, and definitely beside this adrenaline rush, as you said, networking will definitely help you grow your practice as well. Rightly said by someone, your network decides your net worth, right? So,
Correct, correct.
sir, by this we come to an end of this awesome, awesome, awesome interview with Avinash sir. Avinash sir, thank you so much for taking your valuable time and recording this video for us. I am very sure that this would be of very help to many students, doctors, in India and around the world. I hope to see you when I come to Nama Mysore.
Definitely my pleasure, Ravi. It was very nice talking to you. very nicely put up questions. I'm sure it will be helpful for others. I'm always there to help my fellow dentists as well as my students. I'm always there.
So, sir, what do you say about this interview? How was your experience? How was your feeling?
I'm really happy that the way how you have framed the questions and you have asked the right questions so that the message reaches students as well as fellow dentists. It's a very nicely done, very nicely structured. So I'm really happy about that.
Thank you so much. If I were to ask you your suggestions on our mission to de-stress, motivate, and inspire, all the dentists around the world.
Well, see, everyone are busy, and everyone would have some tough times always. So we need to be, as a community, dental community, we need to help each other. We need to share our knowledge, and together we can do a lot of things. So it's not about competition; it is helping each other. So once you start helping each other, you would in turn get help whenever it is required. So your mission of this one, I hope it will be successful. So congratulations on this.
Thank you. Thank you
If you
so much.
like this video, kindly subscribe to this channel by Dr. Ravi, Wise Dentist, Success Talks with Dr. Ravi, and share this information with others. Share the video with others so that it helps and reaches all the dentists all over the globe. Thank you.